form-fitting mistakes. We are going to review all of them in this video coming up. Hello, I'm Anastasia, and form-fitting is one of the most important parts of nail extensions. Whether you prefer working with acrylic, hard gel or polygel, silk, the form-fitting technique is absolutely similar. So once you master this skill, you can use it with any product. Unfortunately, some schools do not cover this topic in their curriculum. Before we get started, I would like to break one myth about form-fitting, is that there is one ideal perfect form from some brand that you can buy and it will fit into all nails of the world. Unfortunately, that's not possible, as we're all different, as well as our nail beds, nail walls, and shape of the hyponychium. So let's get started with the troubleshooting. First mistake is using the forms that will never allow you to achieve good results, whether they are too short or simply not sticky enough. There are three things you need to look for when shopping for nail forms. They should be flexible, they need to have lines as it will make your life easier, and they have to be sticky and not fall from the finger once you set them up. I have a separate video about it, by the way, with more tips and tricks on how to use them. Check it out if you haven't yet. Second mistake is cutting the form according to the shape of the natural nail plate and not doing it right. This line that separates the pink part from the white part, aka nail bed, from the free edge is called smile line. So whenever you fit the form, it should have the same shape as the smile line. Some people are genetically blessed and they have perfect symmetrical smile lines. For those, you can use forms just like they are and don't customize them at all. But that's rare. Most of us have difficult smile lines such as straight, V-shaped, or one side can be higher than the other. That's why we need to cut the form so it will perfectly fit the shape of the natural nail, just like in Tetris. Another mistake is super common is to fit the form downwards. And it happens when instead of customizing the form, you're trying to fit it just like it is by changing the direction. From the first glance, it might look that this is the perfect fit, but once we turn the finger to the side and take a look from the side view, we can see a roller coaster down there. What you need to do is to cut it deeper in the middle so it will fit and you can get the direction which is straight. Next mistake is more typical for experienced nail technicians, especially with those who love doing extreme nail shapes, long nails, etc., is fitting the form upwards. The deeper you cut the form in the middle, the higher it will go. And the opposite is true also. The less you cut the form, the lower it will fit. So, if the form is cut too deep, it will go upwards, and we will have an airplane ready for takeoff. Building nail like that will not only look bad, but there won't be enough strength in the apex area and they can break easily. Another mistake that all of us did at least once in our nail lifetime is fitting the form not close enough. There are many different reasons for that. It wasn't cut properly, or simply you didn't roll it between your fingers first. Ideally, you should not see any gap between the form and the natural nail. Sometimes, if the nail is extremely flat and you're aiming for narrow almonds, there might be a little gaps that you definitely should fill with the product. Not just leave them there. But I recommend you to not leave gap ever, which leads to another common mistake, which is not filing the natural nail free edge short. There's so many misunderstandings and different opinions about this, so my opinion is that once you trim the nails short, it will be much easier for you to fit the form. Because most nails are not ideal. They tend to curve and grow downwards as they grow longer, so once you get rid of the free edge that is changing the direction of the natural nails, you can easily fit the form without gaps. Next mistake usually occurs once you have an extremely flexible fingers or the client's fingers are not perfectly straight. Besides cutting the form and fitting it right, you should also take a look at the whole picture. The direction of the form should be parallel with the first phalanx of the finger. If it's not, once you're doing long nails and you will look at the whole picture, you will see that the nails are totally crooked. So always look at the direction as well as on the one hand as the whole. Please keep in mind that fitting the form is not an easy thing. Sometimes it takes months to figure it out. There is no general rule on how exactly to fit the form, and it varies depending on the client's nails, the desired shape, and even countries. For example, nail technicians in North America generally fit the forms a little lower, unlike Eastern Europe, where nail technicians prefer fitting them straight or even a little bit upwards. To sum it up, fitting the form can be different for each client and even each particular nail of the same client. It varies depending on the direction of the nail growth as well as natural nail smile line, desired shape and length. As you can see, there are many things you need to consider, and if you don't feel like figuring it all out on your own, you can join my online class for beginners. We have acrylic and hard gel for beginners course, and you can choose only one or take both. Each course consists of over 70 lessons in HD and cover all you need to know about acrylic hard gel extensions, including form fit for different nail types. There are 13 lessons, by the way, only about form fitting, and the same amount of practical assignments which you need to do, and then they will be checked by a live teacher. So there's no way you will not get it. All the information will be in the description box. Now, let's find out which of these form fit mistakes have you ever done, or maybe some of them are still bothering you? I definitely did them all, and not even once. That's why I understand what it leads to and, most importantly, how to fix it. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you're watching my channel for the first time, consider subscribing, as I will be sharing more tutorials and educational videos just like this one every week. And I will see you in my next one. Bye!